The hot sun had bent the rails on Thomas's Branchline. While repairs were carried out, Daisy took passengers along Edward's line. She relished in the change of scenery and the attention. One afternoon, she arrived at Edward's station. Henry stood at the platform, his coaches packed with passengers.
I know it's dreadfully hot, but you don't see me lazing about, do you?
I'm not lazing. I'm waiting for Edward. I need his help getting up the hill.
A stalwart engine like you, floundering on a teensy hill. Fancy that!
It's far from teensy, and my train is heavy. Trying it alone would just make me late.
Such a pity. Perhaps you should leave the passengers to me. I never struggle on hills.
With that, Daisy purred triumphantly away. You would if you ever pulled anything, Henry muttered. Daisy purred happily as she travelled down the Branchline. People waved as she passed, and she rolled easily over any inclines in the track.
Nothing to it. Silly old Henry. I do pity him.
The next morning, Bill and Ben were shunting trucks for Boko in the harbour yard. Daisy watched them working from the shed.
Ben, where did you put that fuel tanker? On the siding. You said you wanted it out of the way. Not out of the way. On this train, you big dummy. Well, fine, Mr. Spot Engine. If it's so important, then you fetch it then.
Oh, good grief! Will you two compose yourselves? My passengers shan't be delayed by your incompetence. Rectify this out at once!
Bill and Ben weren't sure what rectify meant, but it made them forget their quarrel with each other. Their disdain turned to Daisy instead.
Lazy diesel.
Mumbled Bill, who begrudgingly brought the tanker to the platform, bumping it all the way. If he hadn't been so cross, Bill might have noticed a dripping sound as the tanker was coupled to the train. Instead, he scurried off to finish his work. Boko soon left with the trucks, none the wiser. It wasn't long before Daisy purred to the platform. She waited as the passengers climbed aboard.
When the guard's whistle blew, Daisy began to set off. But as she crossed over the point, it happened.
Ooh!
She shuddered as her wheels spun. Her driver inspected the tracks.
A bit of sand and we'll be as right as rain.
Absolutely not! You think my wheels need to be filthier than they are. My fitter always says never run with filthy wheels. Terrible for my swerves, you see.
The driver, station master, and passengers all tried to reason with her, but it was no good. Daisy refused to move. Just then, Edward came along with trucks of china clay. After discussing the trouble, the drivers sanded the rails and Edward buffered up behind Daisy. Daisy was puzzled, but not for long. At Edward's station, Henry was waiting impatiently for Daisy's passengers. Where is that silly diesel? He didn't have to wait for long. He stared in amazement as Edward pushed Daisy into the platform. Well, well, well. Fancy trying a banker for a change, did you? Daisy blushed silently. The thing is, they're meant for inclines, not level ground. You poor thing. You must be struggling. Perhaps you should leave the passengers to me. Henry puffed away, laughing. Daisy stayed quiet. She hoped that this would be her first and last time having anything to do with bankers.
Hurry, Caroline. We gotta get to Natford before the ambulance does. We gotta be there before them. I'm going as fast as I can, sir. Dad, what's happened to Grandpapa? He had a bit of an accident, sweet. That's why we're taking him to St. Natford Hospital, where you will get the best treatment as possible.